the hell are you to ask about it? David Muir demanded, his smirk signaling a challenge rather than a willingness to engage in dialogue. Recently on live television, an intense and unexpected confrontation unfolded between David Muir, one of America's most respected and seasoned news anchors, and Representative Jasmine Crockett, a bold and increasingly influential Democratic lawmaker known for her relentless pursuit of accountability in government. What began as a seemingly routine political interview quickly escalated into a charged moment that captured the attention of viewers nationwide and sparked widespread discussion about the dynamics between media personalities and elected officials. The confrontation was particularly memorable because of how it challenged the traditional power balance often seen in media interviews, with David Muir, the anchor, attempting to assert control and question Crockett's authority, only to be met with a firm, unapologetic, and ultimately silencing response from the Congresswoman. This exchange was more than just a clash of words. It symbolized the ongoing struggle for transparency and respect within American democracy and the friction between established media gatekeepers and a new generation of fearless political leaders demanding real accountability. The interaction began with Representative Jasmine Crockett taking the opportunity on David Muir's highly watched news program to raise urgent concerns regarding government accountability, transparency, and the responsibilities of elected officials to their constituents. Crockett spoke with a tone that was both firm and composed, outlining specific instances where she felt government officials had fallen short of their duties to the public, emphasizing that these were not mere political talking points but serious matters that affected everyday Americans. Her approach was clear. She was there to demand answers and to hold people in power responsible for their actions. However, rather than welcoming the discussion as an opportunity to inform and engage the public, David Muir interrupted her mid-sentence with a sharp and confrontational question, "Who the hell are you to ask about it?" His tone carried an unmistakable edge of skepticism and condescension, and his smirk suggested that he saw her challenge as presumptuous or out of place on his program. This moment was jarring for many viewers, as it was rare to witness such blunt language and attitude from a journalist of Muir's stature on live television. The dismissiveness in his voice and the casual insult embedded in his question sent a clear message: he did not consider Crockett's demands legitimate or worthy of serious consideration. It was a display of media gatekeeping at its most raw, where an experienced journalist appeared to assert his dominance over a rising political figure by undermining her credibility and attempting to intimidate her into silence. Yet, what happened next was even more remarkable and unexpected. Instead of reacting defensively or allowing herself to be bullied, Representative Crockett responded with calm confidence and unwavering resolve. She fixed her gaze on the camera, speaking not only to Muir but to the millions of Americans watching. "I am the voice of the people who demand to be heard," she stated firmly. "If anyone doubts the right of elected officials to question and hold accountable, then maybe they need to reconsider who they are truly serving." This response was a powerful rebuttal that shifted the entire dynamic of the interview. The confident smirk that had been plastered on David Muir's face disappeared in an instant, replaced by stunned silence. For a moment, the anchor was visibly taken aback, his posture and facial expression betraying that Crockett's words had pierced through his challenge with undeniable force. The tension was thick in the studio as the once dominant interview suddenly found himself silenced by the very person he sought to put on the defensive. The exchange was not only a rare moment of vulnerability from a veteran journalist but also a testament to Crockett's skill in maintaining composure and control under pressure, effectively turning the tables on Muir in a way that resonated deeply with viewers. Following that pivotal moment, the tone of the conversation shifted dramatically. David Muir's role changed from that of an adversarial interview to a more attentive listener, his demeanor becoming noticeably more respectful. Rather than interrupting or cutting her off, he allowed Crockett to continue articulating her concerns and vision for government accountability. This transition was significant because it reflected a larger societal shift, a growing recognition that voices like Crockett's, which demand transparency and responsibility from those in power, cannot be dismissed or marginalized simply because they challenge the status quo. The interview became a microcosm of the broader political and cultural struggle taking place across America, where bold, new leaders confront entrenched institutions and demand a government that truly serves its people. The reaction to this televised confrontation was swift and overwhelmingly supportive of Representative Crockett. On social media platforms, viewers expressed admiration for her courage and clarity in the face of condescension from a respected media figure. Many praised her ability to remain composed and articulate, seeing her as a symbol of a new generation of leaders unafraid to speak truth to power. The incident sparked a wider conversation about the role of journalists and media personalities in shaping political discourse, with some questioning whether figures like David Muir are adapting to changing expectations or clinging to outdated methods of controlling the narrative. The public's reaction highlighted a frustration with media elitism and a hunger for honest, substantive discussions about governance and accountability. For Jasmine Crockett, this moment was more than just a media victory. It was a defining point in her political career. It reinforced her reputation as a fearless advocate for the people and a steadfast challenger to those who evade scrutiny. Her ability to hold her ground against a prominent journalist under intense pressure demonstrated qualities of leadership that many found inspiring: poise, courage, and an unwavering commitment to justice. Crockett's message was clear and uncompromising: accountability is not a privilege reserved for the powerful or the comfortable, but a fundamental right of every citizen and the core responsibility of every elected official. David Muir's reaction, meanwhile, was a rare glimpse behind the polished veneer of media professionalism. Known for his calm, measured style and his ability to steer interviews with precision, the momentary loss of composure following Crockett's rebuke showed that even the most seasoned journalists can be caught off guard by unfiltered truth. The silence that followed her statement was not just a break in the conversation, it was an acknowledgement, however subtle, that her words carried weight and could not be easily dismissed. This episode revealed the complex relationship between media figures and politicians, highlighting the challenges journalists face when trying to balance critical questioning with respect for their interviewees and the public they serve. The impact of this exchange went beyond the immediate broadcast. It fueled ongoing debates about the nature of political dialogue in America, the responsibilities of the media, and the power dynamics between established institutions and emerging voices of change. The confrontation became a symbol of the tension between tradition and transformation, where entrenched power structures are increasingly challenged by leaders who refuse to be silenced or sidelined. It also raised important questions about how media platforms can better support genuine accountability rather than perpetuating cycles of dismissiveness or sensationalism. Reflecting on the entire encounter, it becomes clear that the exchange between David Muir and Representative Jasmine Crockett was a pivotal moment in the evolving landscape of American politics and media. It demonstrated the power of clear, courageous communication and the importance of standing firm in one's convictions even when faced with hostility. Crockett's ability to turn a moment of potential intimidation into a defining statement of purpose was a lesson in resilience and leadership, reminding us all that demanding accountability is not only a right but a duty of those who represent the people. This confrontation also underscored the critical role of media in shaping public perceptions and political realities. While journalists are tasked with holding power to account, they must also be mindful of their own biases and the impact of their demeanor and language on public discourse. The interaction between Muir and Crockett highlighted the need for media figures to engage with political leaders respectfully and constructively, creating space for honest debate rather than adversarial spectacle. As the nation continues to grapple with issues of governance, transparency, and public trust, moments like these offer valuable insights. They remind us that democracy thrives when voices demanding accountability are heard and respected, regardless of their origin or the discomfort they may cause to established authorities. Representative Jasmine Crockett's performance on live television serves as an inspiring example of what it means to be a leader committed to truth and justice, willing to confront power and speak boldly on behalf of the people. The silence that followed Crockett's final words was a powerful symbol of the shifting tides in American political discourse. It illustrated that those who seek to undermine calls for accountability risk being exposed and ultimately silenced by the very truth they try to suppress. This moment will likely be remembered not just as a media confrontation, but as a defining episode in the ongoing fight for transparency and integrity in public service. If this deep dive into the live TV showdown between David Muir and Representative Jasmine Crockett gave you a new perspective on the challenges and courage involved in demanding accountability, please take a moment to like this video. Your support helps us continue bringing you detailed analysis of important political moments and the people shaping our world. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on stories that matter. Thank you for watching.